These Hot Idiots is a podcast featuring our hosts, two full-grown adult men. Together, they watch teen drama and young adult-oriented television shows one episode at a time. These Hot Idiots is a comedy podcast and isn't meant to be taken as real criticism. This podcast uses adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
We're back.
We're back. Todd's Idiots is back, and the Vampire Diaries season has ended, and we are doing our quarterly movie review of
Our post-season movie review.
of Stephanie Meyer's Twilight New Moon.
The Twilight Saga New Moon.
You can really feel that kind of like industry churning machine going on with this one, because at the credits it's like, and Breaking Dawn's coming. No, not Breaking Dawn, but like
Eclipse is coming
Eclipse
up.
is coming out.
You can also feel it in the runtime.
You can really feel it in the runtime. This was a brisk 2 hours and 10 minutes.
And a good 6 of those last minutes were credits, or 8 of them.
Yeah.
Ugh. We were.
I was gonna say, I
like,
don't know if this one made me as mad as the last time we did this.
No.
But then something did make me mad, and I'll get to it. And it's not what you think.
Okay. Oh
It's
no,
not
I
what-
have a feeling.
It's not what the audience thinks, I guess.
I have a gut feeling I know what made you mad. I won't say yet. I will wait to hear when you got mad.
We start with a picture of a moon that is very slowly fading into the word moon. And
Moon.
then new moon.
We could have gone with Ew Moon for this thumbnail, but we stuck with
Ew.
Moon.
Oh shit, we could have done ew moon.
But we've decided to stick with Moon just because that's funny.
Why is just moon funny to me?
No, I mean it's the bluntness of it with the fact that there's like a literal moon fading behind it. It just goes Moon.
That's what it is.
That's it. Yeah.
We kind of start with some stuff that I think is foreshadowing, I guess, because they were in like
We're in a dream sequence.
we're in a
where
dream
we're out in a-
sequence. We're in like
field.
Tuscany.
Yeah, we're in a nice. Oh yeah, we're running through Tuscany.
Yeah,
and
she's
shit.
running through Tuscany, and there's like a clock tower, and then she's in a
The ticking
field.
clock.
She's in a field with her grandma on the other side, and also the first thing we noticed is the color grading is slightly less bad.
There's actual color, there's no giant ass blue filter over everything.
Not everything's
It's
that
gone.
weird medical blue.
Yeah, it's no longer the sterile blues. We actually get to see like actual colors. We can tell when something's purple.
Yeah, there's Bella and her grandma, and she's like, Graham. And then she
Yes.
looks to the side, and she sees Edward in like a dress shirt, and he walks towards her, and the sun's hitting his face, and he's covered in
Sparkling.
shit.
It's covered in glitter.
He's covered in glitter, but his makeup's not as bad this time.
Not as bad this time. They definitely pulled back on the Robert Pattinson makeup.
They made
than
his
had last time.
eyes really yellow.
That's always been a thing. It's just
Yeah, but
it's
it wasn't
way
in
more
the first
noticeable
one.
here.
Also, maybe it
Eh.
was because of the color grading.
Well, that's the thing. It was less noticeable because of the blue ass color grading, so you couldn't tell. This is a thing that is canon. That if you have yellow eyes, that means you're a vampire that drinks animal blood, because animals have yellow blood.
Yeah, didn't you know that? It's the hemoglobin in the blood that makes their eyes yellow.
Well, that's the thing. It's like because when you're a vampire and you drink human blood, your eyes are
And
red.
then I had
but
a
if you drink-
question as Edward like saunters over to Bella in this like dream field.
Yes.
When the light hits his face and he starts glittering, how much of that is practical, do you think?
How much of that is just them smearing some glitter
Did
on
they
him?
just like
Probably a
bitch slap
majority.
Robert Pattinson with some glitter?
I feel like they had to have. I feel like that's got to be it.
And like maybe they touched it up, but I don't think like constantly doing like digital glowing effects would be useful or good.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be a real bitch to do digital glowing effects. So yeah, they probably just like tied off a bag and just smacked him with it until it exploded
Yeah,
in his face.
glitter bomb. So now And then when he walks up to Bella, and then Bella like switches places with the grandma, and now she's old, and he's like holding her, he's like, I love you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes, it is Bella's birthday.
Yep, she's 18. Hooray.
18, and she's real bummed about it because she doesn't like birthdays, and it's like, what the fuck
And
is
her
wrong
dad
with
comes
you?
in, and she's like, me and Mom kind of collaborated on what to get you for your birthday. And then Bella immediately shits on him and just goes, I don't want anything for my birthday. Why'd you get me things for my birthday?
I don't want gifts. Why am I getting gifts? And it's like, you fucking
Your
miserable.
birthday, you fuck.
You miserable little shit. Fucking happy birthday.
Charlie's celebrating your fucking birthday now. Just go fucking. So they got her, I think it was like a photo book or something.
Yeah, they got her a photo book. Are we on Twitch right now?
Are we?
It says you're still on Twitch.
Ah, fuck. I hit streaming instead of recording.
Alright, well, shit.
Well,
Hope you all are enjoying this WB 2K20 free stream on Twitch right now.
I can just download the video after we're done streaming, so it's fine.
Yeah.
We're recording it. We're just recording it in a roundabout way that's not useful.
Yes. Man, there's gonna be people real confused though if they come in expecting 2K23.
All right, fine. I'll go to my Twitch thing and just say that I'm reviewing Twilight and just shut up.
Yeah, put like just chatting.
So, OBS got an update that makes it so they switched the streaming and recording buttons. And because they did that, now every time I start, I keep hitting stream instead of record on accident.
Isn't it helpful that we were streaming like just before we started this recording?
Yeah.
But yeah, Bella's being real miserable about her birthday. And everyone's being all like, yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And she's like, I'm going to be old.
You're 18. Jesus
You're
Christ.
18. Shut up. Bella's friends want Bella to take a picture, but Bella's not in it. And Edward pulls up in his Volvo. And then there's this scene of him getting out of the car and walking. And like, it looks like it's undercranked. Like he's walking undercranked to get there.
Yeah.
But then there's a guy just walking full fucking speed behind him.
So he's just going really slow.
He's just going slow as fuck.
That's just how it be.
Ridiculous. Okay. Jacob is back, and he's like 30 pounds heavier than he was last time he was on a movie.
He just beefed the fuck out.
Bella's just like, are you on gear, dude?
you run your cycle there, Jacob?
You're on your cycle? Are you bulking? And like, he's not wearing anything that shows off his body yet, so he looks just kind of chubby.
Yeah, he just looks kind of like he's a little beefier, but he's not fucking ripped here.
Edward's hair is better. Oh, congratulations, Edward.
Good job, Edward. Your hair doesn't look as shit. You don't look as shit.
Look a little better. It's good. It looks less like they smacked him in the face with foundation this time. He still seems like really fucking bored. So there's a lot of Romeo and Juliet themes that go through this story, and like one of the things they establish is like they got to do like a school study of Romeo and Juliet.
I will note, it is great to see all of Bella's human friends as well, like Angela, Eric, Mike, Jessica, Beth, Cody, Gwen, Heather, Izzy, Justin, Lashana. I was wondering when you'd realize I was reading off something.
I don't think they even said her friends' names in this.
I wondered when you would realize that this was not...
When there was more than 6. When there was like more than 5.
Yeah, I'm just reading off Screaming Gophers here.
Her friends do not exist. It's weird.
Can we just note that Tyler doesn't exist
anymore?
anymore?
Tyler doesn't exist anymore. And her other friends, I don't even know their names because they weren't said.
I remember them just because I was the obsessive hater back in the day, so I had to fucking know this shit.
Well, you were the obsessive hater, and I was like, ha, Twilight, and then I just didn't, like, do anything with it.
Like, I know that Common Rider hair is Eric. I know that the glasses girl is Angela. I know that dopey white dude is Mike, and Anna Kendrick's playing Jessica, and that's all you need to know
That's
about
all you
all of
need to
them.
know. And Tyler's gone.
But Tyler is just gone.
Alice just does like a parkour flip on a handrail in front of Bella, and that's how like she talks to him. That's how she talks to her. And like Jasper's in tow, and I think like they wish her happy birthday, but Jasper does like a fuck me eye thing at her, and it alters her brain and makes her happy for a second, and then Bella's like, "Stop making me happy."
Hey, no mood powers. Yeah, Jasper can alter people's moods.
Oh,
That's his
when is
his
that?
vampire thing.
I fucking bet he doesn't do shit with that.
I don't really feel like he does.
he doesn't do fuck all with that.
I feel like he uses it as like a Star Wars battle meditation thing in one of the later movies.
Like to stay
But that's
calm,
about it.
but like I feel like I would use that in a hostage situation if it was one. But
Probably.
yeah, they're watching Romeo and Juliet on the exact TV I had back in like 2008.
I promise you, dude, every school had one of those TVs.
It's like a cheap TV. It's like a cheap silver TV, like CRT TV with a flat screen, and the speakers were on each side of the screen, and it was silver,
Dude,
and it was
VHS
about
underneath.
VHS underneath, and it was about 20-something inches.
Yeah.
I think Bella and Edward are chatting.
They're just chatting about how
Romeo and Juliet's playing, and then the teacher stops it, and then it's like, "Hey, do you know anything about iambic pentameter? Do you know what they fucking just said?"
Edward, you give me an answer over here. You're paying attention, right? Obviously. That's about it. Yeah.
He mumbles his way through like Romeo and Juliet, and I just kept playing the teacher being like, you'll have to speak up, Mr. Cullen. Please recite it to the class, not yourself."
They're discussing like the fact that Bella doesn't want to be celebrated and she doesn't want to get old, and
I don't want to
also
get old.
Suicide gets discussed and how
Suicide
you can't.
gets discussed, and it's like, how do you do like a vampire suicide? It's like, I guess have someone take you. I don't.
You have to, well, not even stake. You just have to piss off the Volturi, who are just basically the entire vampire authority. This one group in Italy.
Yeah, just in Italy. Even though, like, if they had like a section of the Volturi in Washington, all the vampires would be dead because they are bad at this.
That's the thing. It's the fact that you're specifically positioned in Italy, and it's like
being in
that's
Italy
it.
kind of limits your ability to do anything.
Like, how do they have the reach that they supposedly do when their only headquarters is in Italy? You'd think they'd have people all over the world.
You think there would be agents of the Volturi in every like major city center? Like, I could imagine one going from Seattle maybe, or even Tacoma if they want to. If you want to rep Tacoma.
Yeah. That's why, yeah, no, that's why you always have to be the Prince of Seattle. No one wants to be the Prince of Tacoma.
No one wants to be the Prince of Tacoma.
Hell, that
Since
could be
there's
an
nothing on
interesting
screen,
angle.
I'm gonna just add the picture of Moon to the stream.
Sure. That'd actually be an interesting angle to run with. What if Carlisle was the acting representative of like Seattle, or like the acting agent of Seattle? Like,
That'd be kind of cool, actually. I feel like it would give his character purpose.
yeah, he was already with the Volturi for a while. I can't imagine like.
By the way, the
Yeah,
actor
maybe
for Carlisle, I didn't realize that. Looking at him, he does not look like a blonde.
No, he's a brunette.
He's a brunette, but his bleached ass hair looks ridiculous.
He's got the Dolph Ziggler look.
He's got the Dolph Ziggler look. He's got the square ass chin. and the dark eyebrows, and he's got yellow eyes and that bleached ass like ramen noodle hair.
It's like pulled all that way back. That's slicked all the way back. It is. It's a Dolph Ziggler look. But yeah, Carlisle should have you could have had him I'm not gonna stay in Italy, but I'll be willing to act as I'll be willing to cover the
I'll be your
Washington
go between.
branch.
I'll be your go between. I'll tell you the goings on. I'll tell you about
Yeah.
what happened with LeBron and other shit.
Yeah. Have him stationed in the West Coast, kind of covering the
Just
Washington,
a classic
Oregon
West Coast
area.
vampire.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do something with that.
Yeah, but he doesn't really do anything this episode, this movie.
This movie, he doesn't really do anything for most of the movies.
So Bella is curious about what the Volturi is, and he takes her to a giant painting. This giant painting is the framing device for the flashback, but it's just a random big fucking painting that he took her to.
It's
think
a
in his
painting of
house?
the three guys. Yeah, it's in his house. I think it's in Carlisle's office.
So they zoom in through the painting, and then it becomes real. And I was like, "Oh, they're the masquerade."
Yeah, this is your masquerade.
The guy in the middle passes judgment on this dude on his knees, and other vampires come up and rip both his arms off and breaks his neck.
Snaps his head right off.
Snaps his head right off. Bella's like, "Edward, you gotta make me a vampire. I don't want to get old." Edward's like, "No."
No.
And it's like, "But I can protect you from the Volturi if you turn me into a vampire." And it's like, You can't.
No.
You can't. Even if you were a vampire, you fucking can't. Are you kidding me?
No way.
No fucking way.
This is the fucking masquerade. You can't fight. I know we joke about their efficacy, but this is the masquerade. You fucking upset them, they'll fucking be on you.
Yeah.
You don't fuck around.
So, now Bella, I think because they're at the Cullens' house, they go downstairs and all the Cullens are there and they're celebrating her birthday. And Emmett won't shut the fuck up.
Emmett is goofing around and be like, "Hey, look at you, Edward, dating an older woman." It's like, even as a joke, come on now. That's wrong.
Age is just a number.
Oh no, we get to that later.
That's not Emmett.
That's Jacob.
Emmett got her a stereo system for her truck, which is actually pretty considerate if you think about it.
He immediately installed it into her truck.
If Bella had any interests or likes
or cared about her
or
truck,
cared about her truck in any capacity,
this truck is rusting as we walk in real time.
It is rusting in real time.
It is fucking hideous, and it's like, Bella, for God's sakes, just do a paint job on this thing.
I feel like her father being the police chief or a member of the police could afford to get her truck painted for pretty cheap, right?
He could pull a favor or two. He's probably in good with the mechanic in town.
Yeah, can you spray paint my daughter's truck? It looks like a shithole.
Yeah. Get it a nice red or maybe a purple. She likes purple, I think. We can see purple now, so
I don't know if she likes purple.
She said purple's cool in the last movie, but
oh my
nothing
god,
about her. She never seems to wear purple.
I don't know why, but Bella frustrates me.
Because she has no interests, and I know
she has no interests, and it doesn't feel. I don't know. There's a level of self-insert when it comes to I am writing a character that I want you to kind of role play yourself as.
The blank slate, yeah, but still,
nothing.
Nothing. She's barely even happy most of the time.
Why does Edward like her? She seems like a fucking she looks like a wet blanket.
She's a complete wet blanket. And that's gotta suck when you're a teenage girl that's the best that you can get for
she's not even
fucking
brooding
vicarious.
She's not even brooding in a fucking Hot Topic kind of way, no.
Not even even for if you wanted to have that vicarious life kind of story, living vicariously through someone and oh yeah, hot vampires and werewolves fawning over me, but she's but you also want to be the most boring person in the whole school? No.
The most boring person with no interests or likes and you don't know why all these hot guys like you. They don't have a reason why they like you. They just say they like you. I like your hair. It's like it's like those fucking it's like those fake One Direction like lyrics where it's just like you have blue eyes. That's why I love you. I like your hair. You smile. You have a smile. It's there. I think
I guess.
you like stuff
And things.
and things, but not anything specific because I don't want to narrow this down. I
Yeah.
love your brown, red, blonde hair, black.
I like that you have hair.
You, unless you don't. So, Bella takes a picture, or takes like a wrapped gift from one of the Cullens, and somehow gets this massive, like, 1.5-inch gash on her finger.
This is wrapping paper, I want to note.
Wrapping
Birthday
paper,
wrapping.
which is the most fragile shit. It's like aluminum foil, kind of, but paper.
It is a crinkly, like, easily bendable paper. Like, you can't cut yourself on this. I want to leave a comment below if you've ever cut yourself on wrapping paper.
Have you ever cut yourself on wrapping paper? Because I just don't think that can happen. It's too weak.
It
Paper
is
has
pathetically
paper
weak.
cuts are because paper is like rigid enough to slice through your skin, right?
Yeah.
Especially if it's on the side, but like not wrapping paper.
No. Like, I work at a grocery store. I do bagging. I have like nicked my hands on the fucking paper bags because that's a rigid ass bag.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I've cut my fingers open on like cardboard. I've cut it open on like paper
Oh, yeah.
wrappings. One time I cut the webbing between my thumb and my index finger when I was like handling some
Oh.
paper, and that was the most pain I've ever fucking felt.
I just cringe thinking about that. I
But
remember I
she-
sliced my fingers on like plastic once working at Dollar Tree
Ugh.
years ago. Yeah, like sharp ass like plastic edges of like lock and lock containers. It
I was
the
gonna say
worst.
like opening a fucking clamshell container and then like the clamshell container becomes like a knife made of plastic.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
that. It was just I think I was just carrying a bunch of like plastic like Tupperware containers or whatever, and they just fucking sliced up my fucking hand, and it was the worst pain ever.
I remember one time I was carrying a box of it was specifically syrup for the soda machine,
Oh no.
and then I kind of bumped into something and I dropped it, and I was like, I have a really good reaction time sometimes, especially when I
Yeah.
drop something, so I just grabbed it as I just snatched my arms down and grabbed it. That cardboard sliced every single one of my fingers open all at the same time. I had 8 cuts on all my fingers.
Jesus.
I still have the scar from that. And yeah, that was a bad time. And also, they didn't have any
It was-
Band-Aids at the gas station I worked at, so I just had to bleed until someone noticed that I was bleeding.
God damn.
So,
Ah.
Bella's a hemophiliac or something, because that blood just shoots out of her, like, ridiculous style.
She's dripping already. Like within
It's
seconds.
dripping
Keep in
into
mind,
the carpet.
This is a paper cut. Paper cuts sting like a motherfucker,
They
but
sting
they
and then they
bleed
kind of
very little.
they sting and then they ooze is the thing, and then they stop oozing after like a couple seconds.
Like there's barely any blood to it.
I've gotten paper cuts with no blood. It's just like a slice in my skin.
Yeah, it's sometimes paper cuts are the most shallow cuts you can get, where you're not even breaking the blood vessels.
Yeah, but they
open.
fucking hurt.
But they fucking hurt.
So, silence falls on the Cullens as everyone's looking at her bleeding finger, and then Jasper, as Edward kind of like gets in front of Bella, just like they do this like face thing where he just sprints at the camera with this weird look on his face.
And then Edward proceeds to grab Bella, like, just in the most gentle way I imagine, and then fucking shoves her aside into the fucking table.
He shoves her into a table made of glass, and she like crashes into the mirror behind the table.
I wanted how
And then
fucking
Jasper gets yeeted into a piano, and then like he hits so hard it makes the PS2 opening sound like.
ugh. How how do you not have like body control? Like, why is your muscle control like Edward? You fucking could not have done worse at
Imagine
protecting
like
Bella.
I was gonna say, imagine like you're so super vampire strong, and for some reason have no control over it that you just like rip open every door you. It's like Superman who's just like, oh, I keep ripping the door off the fucking hinges.
Like he has shown this like level of control before. He can like open and close his Volvo door without snapping it
He
off.
didn't rip off his Volvo door. No, he just can open it like a normal human does. So
How did he?
why can't
How
he
did
do
he?
like a light shove of Bella?
Just something. Like, why did he have to hurl her into the fucking table?
So weird. Then we kind of things clear. We cut to Carlisle like taking glass out of her arm because she's all fucked up now.
Yeah, her arm's really fucked up. They're calming Jasper down.
We're
Everyone's
talking
also
about
trying
like
to
being a
avoid her.
vampire versus not being a vampire. And
I
then
think
like
he's
he
also
takes the
cauterizing a bit.
he takes the no, he doesn't cauterize her wounds. He takes the blood-soaked gauze and lights it on fire.
Which implies that that water that he dunked it in was probably some form of like
Well,
alcohol.
he was cleaning it with alcohol and then like
Yeah.
lit it on fire, but I thought he would just like bandage her arm or something. Or
You just
put
gotta
the
get rid of the
put the gauze in like a sandwich and then feed it to Jasper. I
yeah just stuff the gauze in between some bread like you're like it's blood for Dracula.
don't But Bella just will not stop talking about becoming old or dying or becoming a vampire, and Edward's just like, can you just stop? And then they make
Chill.
weird faces at each other for a bit, and Bella she tells Edward to kiss her, but she does it like with a weirdly angry face.
Kiss me.
Kiss me. I don't understand.
Uh
We start a I was gonna say we kind of start a Bella angst montage a little bit. I think it also cuts to Victoria a couple times, maybe.
a few times maybe.
Bella's making copies of her pictures of Edward at the birthday parties that she went to.
Yeah, and like folding herself out and putting like taping them up with just Edward in them.
Why is scrapbooking not like scrapbooking slash like photography a interest of Bella's? Why does
Why
she?
is that not a
She
thing?
has an entire wall of photographs, so I assume the director thought about it. But did they get like, no, don't make her interested in things like photography. That'll
She-
alienate our teenage audience.
She has a camera.
She has a camera. Why? Why doesn't Bella like anything?
Why does Bella not like things?
Like, it's not even like an Elena thing in Vampire Diaries where they said, oh, you used to like stuff, but ever since your parents died, you've been kind of rough. No, it's like she has maybe like hints of having a hobby and then just says she doesn't like it or just has no reason or interest to speak about any of it.
Like at least Elena plays pool.
Elena plays pool. She can rack them up on the green and or red felt pool tables
At the Forks Grill.
at the Forks Grill.
The Spoons Grill,
Spoons
excuse
Grill,
me.
sorry.
We're in Forks right now.
Edward broke into her house
And took the photo,
and
I
took
guess.
the photo of her and fucking her and Edward, and then untaped it and was like, "Oh yeah, hey, look, a photo of me and Bella."
Also, you'd think having a character with an interest in photography and a vampire story would be kind of an interesting angle to
Well,
go
I
with.
had this idea of like if a vampire didn't show up in pictures, which they do because fucking baby hours over here.
This is the weak sauce vampires over here.
These are some weak sauce vampires over here. I would have this interesting thing of like, I keep getting older, you stay the same, but we can't be in pictures together.
Like, yeah, there's some actual like
I feel like that's some
emotional
actual like
tension.
emotional angst you can go through.
Yeah. That's some shit right there. And that's very unique to vampires, but no You can see them in reflections. You can see them in mirrors. It's fine.
You can they can come in without being invited. They're just fucking shiny.
They're just shiny and drink blood.
And they don't even drink blood because they will die.
Well, they don't drink human blood. Yeah.
Well, they don't. I don't think it'll kill them if they don't drink it. I just feel like they'll be hungry.
Yeah.
So
and that sucks. But you can live
Edward
with being
talks
hungry.
to Bella in the forest about how he's got to leave Forks. Some people are noticing that Dr. Cullen's not getting any older.
And that could be easily ignored by just the fact I got good genetics.
I got good genetics. I got that Keanu shit in me. No.
Yeah.
I take good care of myself. I sleep at 8 p.m. every night.
Yeah, he does the Yoshikage Kira rundown of his routine.
And then it's like, okay, I get it. You're aging very gracefully, Mr. Dr. Cullen.
Dr. Cullen.
I feel like you could at least go another 10 years if you just tell people that, my family, long live family.
I don't smoke. I don't drink.
I don't smoke. I don't drink. I got a good diet. I take care of my face. I do I do that fucking Patrick Bateman face mask thing every morning.
I do the light stretches.
I do some light stretches. I microwave some milk before bed.
Oh yeah, the warm milk. I just there. I got a specific scrub I do.
Yeah, I got a good skincare routine. Come on.
Yeah. There are ways to hide this shit.
Robert Pattinson explaining why he's got to leave Forks. He looks so bored.
He looks so bored.
I know they're acting, but I sort of can. I have this ability, I call it, to just sort of sense how someone's feeling by looking at them a little bit. You can see it in their eyes, is the main thing.
Hmm.
I could tell that he was bored, and I could tell that fucking Kristen Stewart was reaching. She was
trying.
She was reaching for something, but I don't know if she knew what it was.
She didn't really know what it was. I don't feel like the
Edward
direction
was bored,
was helping.
And Bella was like, that dry heaving shit you do before crying? She was
that
doing
was
that,
it.
but
that
with
was it.
dry eyes and an annoyed glare. You're making you make the Karen face, and then you go.
Yeah, that's it.
It's so weird.
And Bella wants to come, but Edward will not let her come.
Edward will not let her come. I didn't know that was one of his abilities, but it is.
I didn't know that was Edward's kink. I was not expecting.
Well, I mean, you can't be a virgin for 107 years without a little bit of
orgasm denial.
Well, without a little bit of orgasm denial.
We can't be the only ones to have ever made this joke. This has to be something others
Do not
have
come.
said. Yes. I'm going to come. Do not come. You can't come.
And then when Bella starts arguing back, Edward Batmans her. He just fucking bounces.
Very good. Matt Reeves was taking very serious notes at that point.
At this point, I was just happy that the color grading's not good or not bad.
Its color grading is not bad at all. So
the forest is green. The
Yeah.
sky is blue.
There's a point where just Bella's kind of wandering around the forest trying to find Edward. And
She's
we
trying
just
to
get
find. Yeah, she's trying to find Edward as the sun goes down, and the sun going down, it's orange. Wow,
it's
colors.
orange, and there's this cool because we just get this this static shot of the forest, and just the lighting changing and transitioning of time. It's actually kind of a neat little shot here.
Yeah, it's a neat little shot. I think it's cool. It's we have colors, and it turns out that due to scheduling constraints, Catherine Hardwicke, the previous director, was replaced by Chris Weitz. And
Chris Weitz, however
I'm going to go with Weitz for now.
Yeah.
And I don't want to shit on Catherine Hardwicke's work, but it sort of feels like this guy's got a competent editing style.
Like this guy's directing work is a little bit better, like compared to Catherine Hardwicke's. I don't know.
And I don't
Maybe
know if like Catherine Hardwicke was held down by like mandates by like Stephanie Meyer or the publishing house. I don't know what
mm,
or like who was
like
publishing.
yeah, the executives
Yeah.
at Summit Entertainment were making sure that things go a certain way.
I think it's a little bit better. So
Mm,
kudos.
yeah.
We're fair at these hot idiots. If we think something's good, we'll say it.
Mm.
But Bella's taking this very well. She wanders around the woods until she's tired and then passes out.
And then
and then she is carried home by a guy who doesn't have a shirt.
by a shirtless, I believe it was Sam on this one.
Might have been Sam. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know
Yeah.
the shirtless boys.
They're all just in nondescript, short-haired, shirtless Native American dudes.
shirtless Native American dudes. And I guess they just do pull-ups and slap each other on the ass and go like, "Good job, bro." Like,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah. The jocks.
The jocks.
Charlie and the blacks.
Which is a sentence. To be fair,
Also
it
known
isn't
as
just the
Charlie
blacks.
and the Quinn something.
The thing is,
the Quiloots or Quaaludes.
The thing is, Jacob said it in like a flashback thing, not a flashback, but like they replayed audio of him saying it, and I should have had it memorized. I should have been just saying it every minute of every hour at least once, just to keep it in my brain, but I didn't.
I don't know the name of the fucking tribe that he's in.
Yeah, it's
the
Quileute.
The Quaalude or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Somebody in the comments, please God, give us the proper pronunciation so we can learn it before this series is wrapped.
Their tribe find Bella in the woods, and Charlie's there. And then when she comes home, she sits in her chair, and the camera slowly rotates around her as she just sits there and is sad.
For months, and it's like October, November, December.
And in November, like, fucking Charlie's just raking the leaves, and he's just like, a little help here, Bella.
He's just out there alone, and she's just sitting there moping and watching him, and it's like,
you're a big girl, you can break leaves.
Help him. You're an 18-year-old. Get out there and fucking bag some leaves, hump them out to whatever like part of the forest.
You know how many times I was gonna say, you know how many times I got yelled at because I wasn't participating in chores.
Oh right, like no,
like come on, Jake, do the garbage, you know.
No, at that point, no. My folks would have absolutely been like dragging me out.
Why aren't you shoveling?
Shoveling, yeah. Like Jesus, fella, no.
Yeah, she goes into December, and then she's starting to write Alice sad emails. But as it scrolls over her email client, every single email that she sent Alice hasn't gone through, and she's just sending it to nobody.
Did Alice not think to give her like a new Alice probably should have Bella's email and should be able to like reestablish contact with her at some point and be like,
here's the thing. I understand the Cullens had to leave Forks, right?
Yeah.
Cullens had to leave Forks because they were getting like suspicious of the Cullens.
Mm.
In what sense are they not allowed to have at least some marginal contact with Bella?
Email correspondence, come on.
Just shoot her an email Skype once in a while. Get a Skype account. Like, I can't tell you where I am, but I can at least, just say, hey, we're doing all right. How are you doing, Bella? Are you having fun at school? Are you talking to anybody?
Would really be good.
Especially like if it's like Edward trying to let her down let her down hard. I would say gently, but he doesn't know how to let anyone down gently.
There's no gentle with.
There's no gentle. It's just, I gotta leave.
I have to protect you.
I have to protect you. Throws her into a table.
There's no gentle with this guy.
Also, he doesn't know how to break up with anyone gently either. He's fucking 100 years old, and he still doesn't know.
He's never been in a relationship,
he
apparently,
still doesn't know how to like gently tell someone they can't be with him.
He's so bad at this.
He's so bad at this, and like at least set up email correspondence with like Carlisle or fucking Alice.
Or Emmett. I don't know,
Or Emmett.
somebody.
One of them, I feel like it'd be fine if you sent them emails. So Bella is so sad that when she sleeps, she yells,
He's screaming.
ah! Ah! Ah!
Ah! Ah! Oh, God.
That
Don't want to be doing that
activated
too often.
that activated Dad's tablet in the other room. I just screamed and it thought I said Alexa.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, she's sad and yelling and sad, and Charlie's waking up every night on the couch, just like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna send her ass to Florida.
I'm sending her ass to Florida. I'm sick
He
of this shit.
He does at least at one point suggest she just go to Florida to live with her mom because he is just tired of this.
Like, go to Jacksonville already. I've had enough of this. And she's like, I like forks. Like, no, you fucking don't.
You go to sleep screaming.
You go to sleep screaming. And then you sit in your rotating chair to be sad.
While your dad rakes and shovels.
He's not even like being like, come on, Billy, you gotta pick it up a little bit, you know?
No, he just does it all by himself, and you're just fucking moping.
And you're moping, and he's
Screaming.
doing all the fucking work while being a cop.
While being a cop, while being the chief of police for the town.
She calls her friend Jessica eventually because she's had enough of this and wants to go shopping and just go check some shit out.
Yeah, go see a movie.
Jessica and her go see a movie, and then Jessica just bitches about zombie movies, and apparently this is all improvised.
This is just a whole improvised speech. I'm almost gonna. I wonder if I could, like, look it up and just kind of recite this. Cause
I was gonna say, there's probably a transcript.
Yeah.
Twilight New. I swear to God, I bet there's a. Oh, there is a transcript.
Okay. I don't know why you want to sit through all those zombies eating people and no hot guys kissing anybody. It's gross.
Imagine
Like-
if there was a zombie thing and there was just dudes kissing during the zombie apocalypse.
I was about to say, I thought we were about to describe warm bodies, but no. Like, why are there that many zombie movies anyway? Because if it's supposed to, like, draw a parallel
I
about
have
leprosy, my cousin had leprosy, okay, it's not funny, you know? And, like, is it supposed to be a metaphor for consumerism? Because don't be so pleased with your own, like, self-referential cleverness. Like, some girls like to shop. Not all girls, apparently. Although damn it, it just, hold on. Although I was surprised you even called it all, like, your depression thing. I get it. I'm totally worried. But after a while, it's like, you're still bumming, and I'm going through stuff, too. And Mike said he just wants to be friends. It's hard.
What the fuck?
She just rolled that all out, Anna Kendrick did.
That's so strange.
It's so strange, and yet it feels very natural as what her character would say.
Then it's like, oh, you didn't buy anything today. It's like, I bought a thing. Stocks don't count.
Like, don't count.
And then the most obvious 20-year-old catcalls them from across the street as they're walking. And it is a dude-
There's a bunch of biker dudes on
There's a bunch of biker dudes, and there's this one guy, and his hairline's going good. He looks like a mix of David Harbour and H. Bomber Guy.
He does. It's very weird.
Like, hey, girl, you want to go for a ride? I'm cracking my hog right now. Just think about it. And Jessica's like, we should probably leave. And Pillow's like, wait, I want to ride on this weird guy's bike.
I want to ride in this guy's hog.
I want to ride that hog. And then there's like she walks towards them, and then a ghost Edward is just like, don't
do it.
Don't do it.
Stop.
Apparently it's just a voice in the book, but in this one they just got Robert Pattinson on a green screen.
They superimposed Robert Pattinson, and he's got all these smoky effects. It's like, don't
do it.
Jesus, Bella, you're going through screaming episodes, mopey episodes. Now you're hallucinating. Your mental state is not good.
Jessica says, and I quote, "That homeboy could be a psycho."
Yeah, that's after she already got on a ride with the dude. And is again just seeing, like, as they're just riding by, these ghost Edwards just being like,
these ghost Edwards being like, Get off the bike. What are you doing? Stop it.
Ah,
Stop trying to fuck the biker.
get away from David Harbour.
Get away from David Harbour. Multiple Ghost Edwards on the road, and like, then there's a Ghost Edward right in front of him, and Bella's like, "Stop!
Stop! Stop! Stop!"
And the guy's like, "What the fuck?" And it just, she just wants that adrenaline rush because she doesn't have that adrenaline rush in her.
Adrenaline rush. Adrenaline rush.
And I guess I'm
adrenaline rush,
crazy
adrenaline
now.
rush.
I'm crazy now, and I need adrenaline rushes so I can keep seeing Ghost Edward and appease him.
Well,
Even
it doesn't. It's not to
even though
appease him because
Ghost
he's
Edward
upset.
is more just like, can you stop?
Be safe.
Stop doing that, dummy. Fuck.
Wear your seatbelt.
Wear your seatbelt on this motorcycle.
I don't know. Just get a good amount of sleep.
Take your vitamins.
I don't know. Just the most exaggeratory version of this.
I
You're
like
just
the
giving your
idea that
general
her
life
Ghost
advice.
Edward is more and more out of character as it goes. So her first thing is she goes up to Jacob's house on the reservation,
On the reservation, yeah.
and she's got some shitty dirt bikes.
She's got some salvaged motorcycles from the
Got some-
junkyard.
Got some tax write-off dirt bikes, like this is an early episode of Super Sentai,
An early season Super Sentai, yeah.
back when it was legal to have dirt bikes on your show.
Yeah.
I think Japan passed a law about that or something, and they stopped showing
Yeah,
up
they've
on the
changed
show.
they changed shooting regulations as well, and that's part of why Kamen Rider has had less actual common writing.
Yeah, there's just common. There's no writer.
Very little writers.
Mask kick man.
Really. That's why Drive was so important, because now they could use cars.
All you need is a vehicle. Okay. So, there's the meeting between her and Jacob's a little awkward, honestly. They keep bringing up that he's 16 and she's 18.
And then fucking Jacob says, "Age is just a number, baby."
It's
It's
just
just
a
like,
number, baby.
and it's like knowing what I at least know
No,
about
no.
what's coming.
No, no, no.
No, Jacob, stop. And
So,
and all the Twilight fans also just felt it.
I'm a little bit in the dark. I know a little bit about what happens later, but not enough. So I'm gonna find that out. There's a lot of surface level criticisms that Twilight haters have about the series, like about how Bella and Edward are stupid and vampires are stupid and werewolf boys are stupid. But this shit's got layers.
This shit's got layers. It's an onion, and
it is an
a
onion.
very bad onion. It's like a rotten onion.
So, Bella tells him to be careful with the dirt bikes because they're heavy, and he just fucking deadlifts that shit. I don't even think that's like a vampire thing. I think that's just. I imagine you could lift those if you're kind of strong. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, homeboy's on gear. He can do it.
Look, he's on his cycle. It's fine.
He's on T. It's okay.
Yeah. And this starts up like a little montage of them fixing up these
They're
bikes.
fixing up the bike, and Bella's rolling tires over to the machine, and
throwing
Jacob's
pizza slices that turn into wrenches.
She throws a pizza slice and it turns into a wrench.
It's just the fucking transition. So wonderful.
So Jacob tries some small talk. It's like, hey, you listen to a lot of music? Like, what do you like listening to? I was like, I don't like music. God, you're no fun.
You're not fun.
You're not fun.
You know what? At least Elena went out to like the Halloween party or the Halloween dance and the decade dance.
Elena had costumes.
She had costumes.
She didn't even have to. She didn't even have to wear a fucking dress for Founders Day, but she did.
She was willing to commit
because she was like, "I want to look pretty." That's a girl thing. Like, that's a normal girl thing. That's not
genuinely.
I feel like every girl, like a majority of girl,
look,
at least like looking pretty or doing something that's fun, right?
Right there.
Girls like fun things. because they're people and they have interests.
They have interests. They have things they want to do with their life. Bella, you... what the fuck?
I don't even care that she's depressed. I still feel like she would at least
Have interests.
have a band you like. Fuck.
What are you listening to?
What are you listening to? Have you watched anything? Like, are you reading anything that you like? No? Oh, okay. I guess you're no fucking fun.
God damn.
Is there anything good on TV that you've watched?
No, probably not, because your dad hogs the TV and just watches the college
football.
bowl.
That'd be funny if she had like a deep knowledge of college football.
Yeah.
I keep
That'd be
thinking
lit.
of ways Bella could be interesting that they don't do.
Like,
She could be a
It is-
photographer. She can like music. She can kind of have this weird relationship with college football because her father watched a lot of it, and she knows for some reason the whole history of fucking Clemson Tigers or some shit, like something like
Yeah.
that.
like, we got like the truck and these bikes. Maybe she does have an interest in mechanics.
Maybe Jacob teaches her like. Maybe he teaches her what these things are, and she takes an interest in that. And she kind of gets this like engineering kind of thing going for her of like, oh, I
Yeah.
actually do like I kind of do like working on machines and stuff.
And then inevitably I would become the biggest.
And then you
Bella
would be the
simp.
biggest simp because for some reason every single crush you have in like anime or media is the eccentric fucking mechanic girl.
If they're an inventor or a mechanic,
An inventor, an engineer, or a mechanic, you're just like, sit on me.
Step on me, please.
Step on me, please.
This is true. It happened with Mew. It happened with Hatsume. It happened with Winry.
That's like me and tomboys. I like tomboys.
That's how it is.
Just fucking Winry and Mew and fucking Hatsume and our own character and like fucking the Danganronpa fanfic we wrote.
Oh yeah, Reiko. And also kind of Emmy.
Reiko and Emmy, yeah.
Yeah. They were basically two sides of that same coin.
Yeah, Reiko's like a biker chick, I thought.
Yeah. So she messed around with bike stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, the pizza becomes a wrench, and then Jacob's friends Quill and Embry show up.
Quill, Atera, and I can't even remember what Embry's name was.
Embry something. And they make fun of him for having a female friend that isn't his girlfriend.
A friend that is a girl.
And it's just like, at least I got there, fuck.
Embry Call.
Embry Call.
And Quill Atera, which...
And then they, like, wrestle?
Yeah, they have a little wrestle.
Jacob and Quill wrestle for a bit? Like, okay.
But they're not shirtless, so Mayor Lockwood is disappointed.
They're not shirtless. Mayor Lockwood was like, come on, man, I gotta see some shirtless men.
I need to see some shirtless wrestling. Come on.
Shirtless boy wrestling. Come on, bring it.
It's not weird.
It's not weird. Rest in peace, Mayor Lockwood.
Rest in peace, Mayor Lockwood.
On his gravestone, it will say, love to watch shirtless boys wrestle.
It wasn't weird.
It wasn't weird. Okay, let's see. And then Bella's narration kind of overtakes this whole thing as she continues working on this bike with Jacob, saying that, like, she's writing more emails to Alice, saying that, she's almost better when she's with Jacob. And it's just like, well, no shit.
This is I think where like the Team Jacob support really started to build up. Like they were always kind of going with that back and forth of between the two, but it's like
I'm sorry, I am not even talking about romantic. I am talking about the concept of you going out and doing something with a fucking friend while you're dealing with a breakup, and you're surprised it makes you feel better.
Even on a platonic level, Team Jacob works so much better because it's like
I am Team Platonic Jacob and tell Edward to fuck off.
Just because when she talks of Edward, it's always about this morose shit about like death and aging.
Well, she talks to Edward about like death, aging, like his history, being a vampire. when she's with Jacob, it's like family, friends, cars, working on stuff,
They're hanging out and having a good
movies.
time.
They're hanging out. They're
They're
just
eating pizza that becomes wrenches.
they're eating wrench pizza. Like, come on, man.
No, wrench pizza, not ranch pizza, which is delicious, I assume.
No, I love ranch pizza. It's good.
But no, we're talking about wrench pizza.
Yeah, pizza with wrenches. Jacob thinks that he's wasting time fixing the bikes because they're pretty fucked, but bikes don't have a lot of parts, honestly. As long as you get the right parts, I feel like you could fix it.
You could probably get a few decent parts going. You know what parts there needs to be replaced. Sure, they're probably expensive, but
And Bella says that she's doing better around Jacob, but she's still doing that night yelling. Charlie really wants her to go to Florida.
You should go to Florida now. I'm just thinking of like the low tier God meme, but it's Charlie and it says you should go to Florida
You
now.
must go to Florida now.
God, make that edit.
I might. I don't know. I'm bored. So, are you doubting your mad skills? Bella asks him. She says that they might or might not fix the bike.
Well, it's like they fixed the bikes, but now Jacob's wondering if they'll never hang out
is this
again.
just like a
after...
one-time thing? Did you just take me to fix those bikes? Like, what do you want?
It's like, yeah, we could they could do other things than just fix a bike once.
They could
fix more stuff.
They could fix more stuff. They could even open a small business repairing like motors and shit.
Yeah, it's a nice just a local little thing where we'll just fix up your car.
Black motor. No.
Black Motors, yeah.
But
Black Swan Motors. There you go.
Black Swan Motors.
fucking make it happen.
I would totally
Dude,
be.
Black Swan should have been the name of their ship, honestly.
Absolutely. Also, what are they, like Jabella or something?
Well, no, they're just called Team Jacob.
Oh, okay. That's kind of lame.
Which is so lame when you have Black Swan.
I don't know. I just think that like them just hanging out's cool and stuff.
Also, another thing they could do, fucking touch up the paint on Bella's truck.
Yeah, work on her fucking shitty ass truck that she refuses to like improve at all.
Yeah,
that thing's gonna break down. That thing's gonna break down on one of these like movies, and then I'll be like, I fucking told you.
It has to.
Why would she get a dumpy truck unless it was like a Chekhov's gun for her car breaking down?
Well, it was a gift from Billy, which, by the way, that would be kind of a nice little thing to see his old ass truck get a new touch up.
Yeah, fucking Billy would be like, "Oh, you're teaching Bella how to take care of her truck. That's awesome."
Ah, cool.
I put a lot of work in that truck.
Giving the old girl a fix up, giving her a new coat of paint. She's needed for years.
I don't know. I'm totally into Bella becomes kind of like an engineer's apprentice.
Something, just working, with her hands, getting greasy. Come on,
as they're driving to where they want to use the bikes, they see a bunch of shirtless dudes, and one gets thrown off a cliff, and Bella pulls over and is like, "What the fuck?
What's happening there?" It's like, yeah, we're cliff diving. It's
that's
a little
Sam.
scary, but
that's Sam, and they kind of have like a friend group that I'm not in, and they cliff dive and stuff, and they kind of give him weird vibes. And then it cuts to like Sam cliff diving, and it's a weird green screen shot that like he dives overhead, but it's like really superimposed looking.
Mm.
Ghost Edward is standing next to her dirt bike, and he's like, "Don't ride the dirt bike, Bella.
Don't ride the dirt bike.
Stop developing interests."
To be fair, she is being very reckless with this.
I don't love you because you have interests.
Stop.
You think he'd be like, wear a helmet?
Yeah, that's the thing. No leather jackets, no helmets. She's just gonna go fucking ride this in her hoodie.
You know, there's a saying in like motorcycle communities of dress for the slide and not the ride, which is like wear your protective equipment even if you don't think you need it. Because you're dressing for the slide because you're gonna fucking eat shit, and then you're gonna
eat shit.
I'm glad I wore my leathers, and I'm glad I wore a helmet.
Hulk Hogan wore his leather jacket, and he wasn't even going biking on that day.
Yeah, he got dragged behind a bike by the Undertaker. And then when she drives off on the motorcycle, and her form is shit, by the way. Her hands are like swaying, and she's like swerving a lot. And Jacob just doesn't have any red flags about this. There's multiple Edwards, ghost Edwards, that she passes by. Like, no, don't do it. Stop. Wait, stop the bike. At least wear like a jacket or something. Fuck.
A helmet.
She kind of tail fishes a little bit, and then she crashes into a rock.
Like, not at the hardest speed she could
I
have
would say
gone, but it's
like
still
10
rough.
or 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, 10 or 20 miles. Rough, but not the worst.
Bella ate some shit, and when she gets up, she wants to go again, but like blood's leaking from her forehead, and Jacob's like, "What the fuck are you doing? No more bikes."
Takes his shirt off.
And he takes his shirt off, and oh my god, he's got muscles.
He says no more bikes in a weird way, where it's not like a I'm putting my foot down, no more bikes. Like, no, this is crazy, no more bikes. He says it like, no more bikes.
No more bikes.
Like he's in like a commercial or something.
No, he tries to stop her bleeding with his dirty ass t-shirt.
Dirty ass, probably sweated in t-shirt. Did you
Could've
guys
at
not
least-
bring a first aid kit?
Did you not? One, did you not bring a first aid kit? And two, you didn't have a helmet?
Yeah, you guys didn't bring helmets. You didn't bring leather jackets. You didn't bring a first aid kit. You were not prepared for the possibility of Bella, who
has never ridden a fucking dirt bike before, not being able to control her dirt bike. By the way, Jacob handled his dirt bike just fucking fine. He rode that shit down to get to her, and he was fine.
Like, you weren't ready for the possibility that Bella, who has never ridden a dirt bike, would eat shit.
Yeah, I don't know what. I don't know why he thought that was a good idea. He might be an idiot.
I mean, he's 16, so it's allowable that he's an idiot, but...
This is when you told me Tyler is gone, as we are back in class after that.
Yeah.
And they're talking about bear tax and alien probing, and shit's been happening in the woods, because on the radio they were talking about how, like, oh, there were people dying in the woods.
Yeah. That was a little bit of foreshadowing at the start when there was like a scene where Bella was driving in her truck and the talks in the woods were believed to be some sort of bears. That's not how it sounded, but
yeah, Mike talks about getting her protein, and then Bella just talks about wanting to see a movie, and specifically Face Punch the movie.
Face Punch. Well, he offers love spelled backwards is love.
Love spelled backwards is love, but she wants to see Face Punch the movie.
And man, you can tell it's a January at this point in the
Fuck
story.
You, it's January. Watch Face Punch.
Watch Love Spelled Backwards is Love or Face Punch. Those are the movies you're seeing.
So they agree on Face Punch, and like all her friends agree on Face Punch. And then they're at the movie theater, and it's just Jessica and Angela bailed. So it's Jacob, Mike, and Bella.
Jessica, Angela, and Eric all bailed. Like, I guess Eric got sick, Angela's taking care of him, or the other way around. And Jessica just isn't there. So yeah,
and
it's
we
Bella
see
and Mike.
we see the poster for Face Punch, which is kind of like a Fast and Furious kind of looking poster. And it just
looks
says,
like it at least.
Face Punch. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
I want to watch Face Punch.
I kind of want to watch Face Punch. So yeah, it's Bella, Mike, and Jacob at the theater to watch Face Punch.
And then they're sitting in the theater, and like Jacob and Mike both have this like dumb look on their face because they're just in the movie.
And they're trying to like hold their hands out to see if it's like, oh.
And they're holding their hands out to see which one Bella's takes. And then there's like a 3-man face-off in the Face Punch movie, and they all
standoff.
They all start shooting each other, and then we get a Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, there's just like all these weird squish noises and screaming, and it's like, it can't be that violent. It's probably
and then Mike ran out.
Mike gets real queasy, even though I imagine it's just a bunch of squibs exploding. Like,
come on, man, it's just a little bit of blood going. No.
Yeah.
So they walk out of the movie, and Mike returns from the bathroom, and we notice that like there's a poster for Love Spelled Backwards is Love, LSD and Gambling Gods, which is a documentary that came out in 2002.
Yeah.
And the Canadian independent movie Pontypool.
And yeah, they could have seen Pontypool, which we watched once with our friend Rob.
Pontypool is a zombie movie that takes place entirely within like a radio station.
And it's it's like a radio station, and it's
also
a pretty like
the zombie
cool...
virus is transferred via words. So like you can't say certain words or you become a zombie. So then like they have to deal with like, because it's in Canada, like people speaking in French to try and avoid it, that kind of shit.
Yeah,
it is super creative. I love that movie.
It's a very clever, creative little movie, and they should have seen it instead of Face Punch.
They should have saw that instead of fucking Face Punch. They kind of sit on the stairs for a bit, and Jacob asks if he is original, the only one, or sexual. He pretty much like swings for Bella and just goes like, "Hey, are we gonna date?" Stuff. And Mike wants to go home.
Mike's back from throwing up in the fucking
I think Jacob
bathroom.
says, "I can fix her."
Jacob pretty closely implies, "I can fix her."
And he pulls out the pizza wrench.
He gets all up in Mike's grill
he gets in
about
Mike's
the fact
face,
that Mike's
and
a
Bella's
weenie.
like, "Why are you being such a like aggressive jerk all of a sudden?"
Yeah, what's up with you, man? You're getting real aggressive now.
After that, Mike leaves, and then we go back to the next day, and Charlie's watching college football.
He's watching Arizona versus Washington
in the Pac-10 conference.
Football. In the Pac-10 conference, yeah.
Billy is lying about Jacob having mono, and that's the reason why she can't see him over the phone. Charlie says that he's going to go hunting for the... Charlie doesn't want to go hunting, but he kind of has to for hunting that bear. And like Perry, or Barry, I think.
Harry. Yeah.
Harry Clearwater's like, "I want to go fishing."
We're going fishing.
Going fishing right now. So, Bella heads out, and she goes up to like the Black's residence again. And Jacob cut his hair. To the hair that
now he's got short hair.
To the hair that you see in like all the fucking Twilight posters. And he is shirtless, and he's in the cold ass Washington rain, in the middle of like middle of January.
The movie seems to go out of its way almost to not show his nipples.
Don't look at his nipples. He is cold as fuck. I'm not sure how I feel about Taylor Lautner.
I think he is not a great dramatic actor. And I don't think he wants to be.
I don't think he wants to be. He kind of lacks that kind of like charisma for a drama actor that you need to sound like you're passionate or involved in something. He just sort of sounds disaffected. And all his line reads are kind of weird.
He seems to really want to do comedies more than anything. That always seemed to be his filmography after this.
Yeah, it feels like he had a contractual obligation to just finish this up and then went to do some other shit afterwards. He got a haircut and he got like a little tattoo. Then, he's like really upset with Bella because I think, he became a werewolf, I think, and also because he feels like he's been lied to by Bella because the Cullens are vampires and he didn't know that at first. And it's like, you were cool for a bit, Jacob.
You're cool for a bit. The second you cut that hair, you became real and unbearable.
And now he's doing the whole mysterious loner thing, and he keeps telling Bella that she's got to stop seeing him. And then the shirtless boys in the woods summon Jacob to go be shirtless in the rain together. And then Bella's like, "We're breaking up?" Like, well, I mean, we're
really dating.
We're dating, right?
But yeah, now he's doing all the brooding shit.
He's doing all the brooding shit, and Bella sends Alice an email saying things are bad again.
I probably didn't go through again. Get Skype. Establish some fucking correspondence here.
She wanders farther into the woods, and Laurent is back, but he is lacking cravat.
He's lacking cravat, and
he's really far away at first, and it cuts to Bella, and he's like, Laurent! And then it cuts back, and he's like 50 feet closer.
He's gradually getting closer with each cut.
I feel like they did Laurent dirty, honestly. Because last movie, he was with the baddies, but then he kind of like abandoned them.
And went up to go to Denali, where there's another clan that I think also doesn't eat people.
Yeah, he went to Denali after like leaving James.
James, yeah.
He left James and then went to Denali, and now he's back and he's working as a goon for Victoria, threatening that Victoria's going to come for Bella, and I'm gonna bring you to her, and I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna kill you fast, unlike her who would kill you slowly. And it's like you just dropped all character like development from the last movie.
You lost all your character development. You're just a goon. What happened, dude?
It's pathetic, man.
You were interesting. Like, come on, man. I know you were just doing parkour for half the movie, but come on, Laurent.
Come on. You
then,
had a thing.
As he's about to attack Bella, the big doggies show up. The giant feral wolves, really.
Big wolves, one of them at least looks like a husky.
One of them looks like a husky, and like everyone's doing like the angry growling face, and then one wolf is just like, oh, Bella.
And that's the hint that that's Jacob.
That's the hint that that's Jacob, and then Laurent runs away as fast as he can until he doesn't, and then he does like a slide, and then he backfists a wolf into a tree.
Oh man, Bella runs in to talk to her dad and Harry, and
Bella runs in to talk to her dad. It's like, they're not bears, they're wolves. Charlie's like, why the fuck were you in the woods? And then Harry's just like, I guess we're gonna hunt the wolves.
I guess we're hunting wolves now.
Also, Jacob's not wearing pants. He's wearing like underwear or something.
Yeah, he is in his underwear and shoes.
It's late at night. He sees Jacob like walk up to the door, and he's not wearing pants or a shirt. And then he
parkours into her window.
Parkours his ass into her window. And the camera just cuts around his nipples, and he's just like, do you ever have something that you want to explain but you can't? And I'm like, yeah. I can't explain what happened back there, and I can't share any secrets. And Bella's just like, I hate this.
I hate this. The quote of the night.
Oh, I got heartburn. Okay.
Ugh. That's fine. It's always fun.
Jacob notices the big old bite mark on his hand and is like, I guess you were hiding shit from me too. I mean, you knew the Cullums are fucking vampires, right?
Yeah.
Remember that day on the beach together where it was like really fucking cold and one of our friends was bullying people with sticks?
Chasing around with a dead snake or whatever.
And they were talking about like the cracking open boys with the cold ones.
Yeah.
And that she Googled vampires after having that conversation. And she kind of implies that, you got to understand that Bella wants to leave with Jacob to Florida, but he doesn't want to because he thinks the other people in the shirtless boy gang will follow him to Florida.
To Florida.
Werewolves go to Florida. Jacob does a brisk jog away from Bella's house after that whole situation.
I think we get a dream sequence of this.
A dream sequence of Ghost Edward and her being scared, and she's dreaming of a shirtless guy. And then Charlie's on the ground and a wolf eating him. And then a pretty cool shot of like, it's like the forest and it's really dark, but there's like a pair of like wolf eyes shining in the darkness.
Those green eyes shining in the darkness. And she wakes up. And then there's just an immediate, just sudden jump cut.
She gets up and then the jump cuts to Billy's house.
Jump cuts to her knocking on the door to Billy's house. And we were just like, wait, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
I thought that you had skipped in the video and there was something we had missed, but
Lily's
like,
like,
no,
"Oh, you
that's the
can't come
cut.
in, Bella," but she just barges her ass in and goes to Jacob, who's like unconscious and sleeping in the window. And then the shirtless boys show up, and they're just like, "You wanted to join the shirtless boys, Bella."
She slaps one of the shirtless boys.
Like, what did you do to him?
Slap.
She slaps Paul once, and that makes Paul so mad he turns into a wolf.
Which involves like this weird contortion thing he does, like
Transformer noise.
and then there's the big explosion into a big furry dog, and it sucks.
Yeah, and then she kind of he threatens Bella, and then Jacob leaps through the window and does a leap, and he turns into a wolf, and his pants explode.
Oh, these transformations suck.
They have a wolf fight, and the wolf fight is so hard that they go through a dilapidated boat and break it, and then knock over the cameraman that was in the woods. And then one of the shirtless boys with a teenage voice just goes, "Well, gets the wolves out of the bag."
That's a fucking huge bag, dude.
That's a huge bag full of wolves you got there.
I mean, how fucking, where'd you get this bag to fit wolves in it?
Then they come in, and then I just imagine like Bella writing an email to me like, "Alice, what the fuck?"
Shirtless dudes turning into wolves. I don't get it.
And I swear to God, and then we cut to so it's kind of like Bella goes to the meeting place of all the wolf guys, and Sam's ex is there, and they warn her not to look too much at the ex because it might make Sam angry.
I don't think it's Sam's ex. I think they are still dating. Is the
They're
thing?
still dating, maybe?
Yeah.
But there's this weird vibe of seeing all these buff shirtless dudes in like a house together, and they're sitting around eating muffins.
The vibe with which you described is very much like gay porn.
It's like specifically the intro to a gay porno.
Yeah.
Like the stilted dialogue and just all the hot like buff twink guys.
Standing around shirtless.
They're just
doing
not doing anything. They're just standing around eating muffins.
Standing around eating muffins.
Sam, Sam kisses the girl with the scar on her face, and
Emily,
and then Emily
that's the big thing with Emily.
Emily just starts handing out muffins.
Yeah, Emily is Sam's girlfriend who has a whole like scar on one side of her face from when Sam, as a werewolf, like attacked her because he got angry and she was too close, and he ripped her face, and it was bad.
We established that all werewolves can read minds.
They can read each other's minds.
Or they can read each other's minds, and then it's like, well, you're just thinking about dicks, dude. No one's thinking about dicks, dude. What are you talking about, bro? Shut up, eat your muffin.
And they have an alpha, and they obey the alpha's orders.
Yes.
I can't remember who the alpha is.
Sam?
I don't know. Sam, I think. And yeah, they're just eating muffins.
I don't think anything happens. And then Jacob comes in and he's wearing a shirt. And he's like, "No, Jacob, you take that shirt off right now."
You take your shirt off right now, young man, or you're not getting any muffins.
You're not getting any fucking muffins, Jacob, unless you take your shirt off.
And yeah, they're kind of angry about, like Paul's not happy about Bella knowing the stuff because that's insider information.
And then
Sam goes
Sam goes and kisses her on the scar.
Kisses her on the scar. Fucking weird.
We're back at the cold ass beach, and at least Bella's got a light jacket. The actor is probably cold as fuck, but Jacob's not because he has a 108-degree body temp.
Yeah,
and he talks about really we're not the people who kill people in the forest, dude. Like, we only kill vampires.
And Bella's like, you can't kill vampires.
They're fast, and then it's like, we killed the shit out of that one Laurent guy.
Yeah, it's like, Bella, shut the fuck up. These guys turn into wolves. Are you thinking that they're so... Like, do you think that's their one trick? They're probably super strong.
They're probably strong and fast. Wolves are fast.
Wolves are fast, and these are wolves that
These are big wolves.
Also. Big wolves.
Just Bella thinks like, oh, one vampire could wreck your shit, dude.
It's like, no.
No, what the fuck are you talking about?
There's like 5 of us. 5 of us. Jesus.
Jacob, or she tells Jacob that, they tell Victoria got chased to Canada, but they don't know why she came back to Forks afterwards. And then Bella's like, "Oh, she wants to kill me."
We get a whole chase scene afterwards.
We get a whole chase scene with this really lame song playing, and like, I like Tom York, but this one just wasn't that good.
This is not chase music.
No, it's not.
Like,
there was no intensity. Weirdly, there was more intensity earlier with like one of the scenes involving Bella being chased.
Yeah, but there's no intensity in the music here because it's just Tom York.
It's just Tom York going,
hearing damage. It's like,
hearing damage.
It's just, oh my god, and there's
it's a
completely
montage
kills
of
the
like
energy.
Victoria running through the woods and Charlie and Harry chasing them, but also Charlie sees like wolf prints and he covers it up with his foot.
Harry covers it up with his foot.
He's trying to throw off Charlie.
Did not have him shoot the wolves.
Then like she attacks Harry, and then one of the wolves dive bomb her.
Sends him fucking flying, and I guess he dies of a heart attack.
He just has a fucking heart attack, and Victoria keeps running, and then there's this big CG raven.
Don't even know what the hell that's about.
And then, like, Jacob corners her and chases her to the cliff that they were diving at earlier, and she jumps in, and then he doesn't.
He just lets her just go in.
And then Bella's at the cliff somehow.
And she does it. She does it.
Ghost Edward's like, "Fucking stop!
Don't do it."
And she's
really
like
high
composed
up
on this green screen, and then just jumps into the water like a stupid.
Look, she's got to win one for the killer bass, okay?
One for the killer bass, Bella.
We traded you.
She hits
we traded
the water.
you out for Sadie. We have to do this.
Yeah, she hits the water and comes up, and then this big fucking wave made of CGI shit just hits her in the face.
And then she does it again.
And then she goes up again, and then gets hit with another one, and then gets knocked out on a rock.
Well, she backs up into the rock because she sees Victoria swimming towards her. She sees the red. It's like, oh.
Bella gets knocked the fuck out on a rock, and Victoria's under the water. And then Ghost Edward is also in the water, but upside down. And he's warning Bella about the glass shark coming.
Be wary of the glass shark.
Coming to bite your butt.
Coming to bite your butt. He's glass shark. He doesn't care.
He fades away, and
he'll eat your trunks.
He'll eat your trunks.
He'll bite your brother.
So Jacob saves her from the water, and then Victoria's like in the water, and she's like dipping her head up and below the surface just to like see what's going on. Jacob just like hangs out with her on the shore, and then one of the shirtless boys just goes, "Oh, we gotta go back to the house. Something happened to Harry."
Also, Jacob's CPR form is just terrible. He didn't even try for staying alive.
No, he didn't.
Not at all. That's the trick. I think we've told that story before. If you're doing CPR, you want your like the compressions to be to the rhythm of "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees. Good rhythm.
Let's look at I forgot the BPM of Staying Alive. It might be like 90.
Yeah.
Oh, 104.
104.
Yeah, so
and I think that's very close to what you need to get.
Slightly less than 2 every second.
Yeah.
Do.
That's why you want to stay alive, stay alive.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Just like fucking compressions doing that. And by the way, if you're not breaking ribs, you are not doing CPR, by the way.
Yeah, that's crazy to learn.
That is crazy to learn.
Ribs.
You gotta break ribs. You gotta get to their sternum bone as deep as you can fucking get. You're gonna break some ribs.
So you gotta break their fucking ribs. That is a requirement of CPR. That's not just like, oh, that's a risk that can happen. No, you gotta do it.
You actually have to do it. Like, I heard this from EMTs and from people who have like witnessed other people have CPR done to them.
His dad was an EMT driver, yeah.
My dad was an EMT driver. Like, apparently you do got to break some ribs.
That's just a necessity of CPR is break the rib.
And my landlord had a heart attack, and yeah, he broke 4 ribs, and it was the guy doing compressions, and he lived. So yeah, fucking hate my landlord, but he lived.
Did live though.
So yeah, Harry's dead, and they're riding back home in in Bella's truck, but Jacob's driving, and she kind of leans against Jacob because he's warm, and she's fucking freezing.
So she's like, ah, yeah, you're
Ghost Edward's like, paint your fucking truck.
stop cuddling up to him.
Stop cuddling him.
Stop it. No.
Jacob talks about the reason why he wanted to put distance between him and Bella is because he might wolf on her if he gets upset, and he doesn't want to turn it into like what happened with Sam's girlfriend.
Yeah.
He stops the truck because he smells a vampire, and then Bella notices, oh shit, that's Carlisle's car.
It's like, why is Carlisle's car here? Yeah.
Jacob's just like, I don't think we should go. I can't protect you here. There's like a pact. I can't do it.
Yeah, we have a deal with the Cullens, and I can't break that treaty.
And then Bella's like, fuck you.
I'm going in. It's fine.
I'm going in. And he gets mad and punches the truck in frustration. It's like, Bella, don't follow that Volvo.
She eventually she goes in, and she's kind of.
By the way, this apparently is her own house. So Alice is in her house.
Yeah.
And Alice is like, oh my god, I thought you killed yourself. I came here to check. It's like, why would you think I killed myself?
Guys, Skype, come on.
Call her on the phone.
Phone.
Call her phone.
Email. Come on.
Email, something. It's like, hey, Bella, I had some concerning things. Are you all right? I just want to check.
Right. She had a vision that Bella killed herself.
She had a vision that Bella jumped off a cliff, but no, she's like, I dove into the water.
Yeah, she didn't bother to check. She didn't think to call. She fucking flew all the way from Italy to fucking...
I think she flew from Brazil, actually.
Or Brazil. It's hard to tell, because we do see later, that Edward's in in a room, and you can see Christ the Redeemer in the background.
I thought that was like Rio de Janeiro.
That's probably, they're probably in Rio.
Yeah. But you flew all the way from fucking Brazil to Washington to check if Bella's okay instead of fucking calling her on a fucking phone?
Or getting her email or something? Come on!
You know what was also in 2008, Mega Fighter?
What else was in 2008?
Breaking Bad!
Breaking Bad, yeah!
You know what they do all the time in Breaking Bad? Burner phones?
Burner phones.
Just get a burner phone. Call her on your burner phone.
God damn it.
The Cullens are bad at this.
You're fucking rich and you don't have a burner phone?
You can't get a fucking $20 track phone just to call Bella to see if she didn't kill herself.
Because I imagine you guys do a lot of white collar crime to keep up your lifestyle. There's no way.
Absolutely. You guys are embezzling or something.
There's some embezzling going on. You gotta have burner phones.
And Alice is just like, Bella, why are you acting like a suicidal idiot? It's like, good question.
Great question, Alice. You've caught on to the fact that that Bella is not well.
And why do you smell like a wet dog? And Bella just says, I am a wet dog. And then Jacob walks in and threatens Alice to protect Bella, and then Bella's like, no, she's fine. Alice is fine.
Alice is cool. She's my friend.
And then she's like, I can't see the future vision on werewolves for some reason, because my future vision sucks.
But I can see the future vision on Bella, despite the fact that my brother can't read her mind.
And the fact that the other vampires later on are astounded by that, how their powers don't work on her. But no, the future one works just fine.
And Jasper's mood changing also works on her.
That makes her very... You know, it would be actually interesting if she was immune to all vampire stuff.
Be consistent. Like, she's just completely immune to vampire things, and no one knows why. It's like, what the fuck? Why? How?
How? Don't... Alice just keeps calling Jacob a mutt and making him upset. She tells Jacob to, like, stop fucking talking about stop focusing on the Cullens or something. But I got just really mad because I'm just like, you flew to Brazil because you flew from Brazil because you didn't email her?
Because you didn't think to establish some email correspondence or get some Skype going or something? I don't know.
Get a Skype account.
Oh my god, so much of this. Look, I get it. They're trying for the Romeo and Juliet parallels, especially with a later scene, but it's like communication has gone leaps and bounds since Romeo and Juliet.
The reason why the whole Romeo and Juliet thing worked because everyone traveled via fucking horse, so the message that Juliet, like, faked her suicide just didn't get to Romeo. Or the other way around, actually, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's Juliet faked her suicide, and then there was supposed to be a message from their one guy in the know about their
Their
relationship.
homeboy. But their
But
homeboy...
instead, somebody who saw her body went like, "Oh fuck!" and he got there faster and said, "Romeo, she's dead."
And the homeboy who said that, no, she's only pretending to be dead, didn't get to him in time, and then he kills himself.
Yeah, but that doesn't work when you have so many more contact points nowadays.
You have email, you have Skype, you have a phone. They have a landline.
Edward calls and still somehow manages
Edward
to miss her
calls,
in the stupidest
and
way.
Jacob grabs the phone and goes, oh, Edward's first question is Charlie there? And Jacob goes, no, he's preparing a funeral.
No follow-up question, by the way.
No follow-up question. Edward just grabs his phone and, like, crushes it in his hand out of, like, despair.
You'd think that the follow-up question would be like, for who?
You know what my question would be? Who is this?
But, well, who is this? And also, if he says, oh, he's arranging a funeral, for who?
For who? If you just asked 2 questions with a question mark, none of this shit would have happened in fucking Italy. It was like, a funeral for who? And like, oh, Harry. Or like...
even if he lies, Bella could just be like,
fuck
no! Shout.
If he said, like... if he said, like, Bella, and then she just started screaming, then Edward, like, that was Bella.
Like, the fuck you trying to pull here, buddy?
Fuck you trying to pull, buddy. Bella's fine.
I can hear her yelling.
But Edward just hangs up after asking a single question and destroys his phone and then takes a flight to Italy.
He's a dumbass. And, like, you can't even blame this on him being a stupid teenager like Romeo.
He doesn't even fly back to Forks to check if Charlie was having that funeral or not. Or who that funeral was for. He didn't go to fucking Forks. He goes to Tuscany.
He goes to Volterra.
Why?
Like, look, I can't forgive this for him being a teenager because he's lived for 300 fucking years or something.
He's lived through
100 years, excuse me.
He's lived through the invention and, like, popularization of the telephone. And email, too.
He was alive during the fight. He's been around for a century. He should fucking...
He just heard that Charlie was having a funeral and assumed it was Bella because Alice didn't fucking send an email or call the fucking Swan House and flew her ass from Rio de Janeiro to see if Bella was alive or not. To Washington to see if Bella was alive or not. And then when Edward called, her fucking brother, I think.
Well, when Edward, Alice's brother, yes, called, he got a stranger's note.
He got a stranger to reply that wasn't Charlie or fucking Bella. Just said that, like, oh, they're doing a funeral. And then assumed it was Bella's funeral. What a fucking idiot.
And then, not only assumed that it was Bella's funeral, left no option to potentially call him back.
No option to call him back. He crushed his cell phone and then books a flight, not to Forks to check if that rumor is true, but to fucking Italy to kill himself.
To kill himself. Fucking dumb.
That is so stupid.
Yeah, so Bella's pissed at Jacob for the lie.
Bella's pissed at Jacob for the lie, and then they fly Virgin Airlines.
Fly Virgin Airlines to Italy.
They go to Italy, and Alice has a Porsche, and she's wearing like a headscarf to look trendy, I guess, and also cover her.
Well, yeah, she's covering up her appearance, so she does her best Lisa cosplay because they're in Italy.
Yes, Edward's gone to speak with the Volturi, and the Volturi offered Edward to join them, but he declines.
The way Edward's dressed makes it look like he's Michael Myers. It's so weird. It looks like he's wearing a fucking blue.
He looks sad, but he's supposed to be sad, but he just looks drunk.
Drunk
Bella's like, "How'd we get this Porsche?" And she's like, "Grand Theft Auto 6 coming soon." And then steps on the gas.
And Edward somehow got from Brazil to Italy
He got
in like no time.
He got from Brazil to Italy real goddamn fast.
I'm gonna check which is the further distance. Let's see. Washington to Italy.
I think it's farther to go from Washington to Italy compared to Washington to Brazil.
And also from Brazil to Italy.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's 8 hours 45 minutes nonstop to Rome. Let's see. Let's say Brazil to Italy.
I would say Brazil. I would say like Brazil to Seattle.
Like Rio to Venice. Let's say Rio to Venice.
Yeah, Rio to Venice
is distance of about 14 hours.
So it would take longer.
It would take so much longer to get from Rio to Venice
than it would to take like Washington to Venice.
Like probably like let's just say Rio to Washington.
Rio to Washington, yeah.
Yeah. That's about a day apparently. I don't fucking know. I'm going off just Googling this shit. Well, that's Washington D.C. Wait, let's try Rio to Seattle. Rio to Seattle is like 19 hours. It takes a while to get from Rio to anywhere, it seems.
Yeah, I think it might just be because Rio's probably not the best airport.
Also, to be fair, I'm also Googling this shit during like December.
Yeah.
So flights are probably a lot harder.
It is the annual Saint Marco festival, I think, and like it's the Fuck Vampires festival, and they're all wearing red.
Yeah. It's the Ruby Fan Con.
Yeah, the Ruby Fan Con. Everyone's wearing Ruby Rose outfits, and
only Ruby Rose outfits.
They're driving through the brick-laid streets of Tuscany in this fucking Porsche. Edward is like looking at the clock because they say that at noon Edward's gonna show his nipples.
Yeah, he's waiting for Apogee to show up to stand where everyone's kind of standing out in the square and like expose himself as a vampire. But
so,
like,
yeah, like time's of the essence. Alice stops the car and tells Bella that like if I get close, he can read that I'm approaching, but he can't tell that you're approaching. So you're on your own, kiddo.
So he thinks that yeah, and if he reads my thoughts, he'll think I'm lying, that's not how that works.
That's not how that works. You think it would just be telling the truth.
Yeah, how would you? How
would
hard
you read
do you have to?
Would
think
you read her
to
mind
lie?
and go, "I am telling the truth"?
Yeah, like how would he? Like we had that idea once of a story where somebody like outsmarts a mind reader by trying to think of anything but what they're supposed to be thinking of while they're doing it, and trying to block them out.
I was gonna say either thinking of everything except the thing they're supposed to be thinking of, or like gaslighting or hypnotizing themselves into thinking it's true.
Or just thinking horny thoughts to drive them out of your brain.
Oh god, they're thinking of weird shit. Oh,
I did not need to see that.
Oh,
but like Alice would probably. Has Alice done this before, where she's thought up lies?
She thought up lies, but like convinced Edward it was that she believed them.
In your own brain is like the most honest place. Like you'd think.
Can't lie in your own brain.
You think if anything, Alice running up would make Edward think, wait, Bella's alive.
Alice flew to fucking Italy? What the shit?
Wait, why is Alice in Italy? She went to Washington? What? Like, he'd be able to read all of her thoughts. And if he's reading her thoughts, wouldn't he see Bella in her memories?
Why didn't Alice call Edward?
Well, he broke his phone.
God damn it!
Why didn't she call before he called the house?
Why didn't she call when Bella showed up at the house and was like, hey Edward, Bella's fine.
Yeah, she's here.
I'm so mad.
It's so dumb. Now, let's get on to the other reason why this scene especially doesn't work. In the lore, in the world of Twilight, humans do not know that vampires sparkle.
It's not a Walking Dead situation either where they don't know the concept of vampires. They know about vampires. They've seen vampires in media. They know about Dracula. They know all the rules for vampires. So this twink taking off his shirt and exposing his nipples.
And glittering at them, they'd probably just be like, "Who's this sparkly fuck
Who's
who's
this
in our
sparkly
church?"
fuck? Like, they kept, like, slowing down time with the clock bonging to show that, like, the tension's high. And there's, like,
They're doing the ticking clock thing, but it's like,
and the little kid's, like, looking at Edward as he walks out.
but like, the lore as it is that humans understand vampires through the ways of pop culture, that they burn up in the sunlight, that they're garlic and steaks and
Garlic,
all that stuff.
invited inside, steaks, running water, all that shit.
Throw rice on the floor and
Throw
they'll
rice
just
on
have
the
to
floor.
count it. But so like, the thing is, none of that's true of vampires, but humans don't know that.
So you
And-
just see this glitter-covered guy walk out, and he's like, "World bemoan me, for I exist as a monster in this world." And it's like, who's this dude covered in glitter?
Who is this glittery fuck over here that's just like kind of like screaming at us? And the worst part is he can't even go for the more like sensible alternative because of his
Bite someone in
vegetarian
public
nation.
because he's a
Yeah.
fucking vegetarian.
Yeah, he's a vegetarian vampire, so he's not gonna do that. But that would be the way you do it: is go find someone and bite
Go
them in
train
public.
a motherfucker in public, yeah.
Yeah, grab one of the dudes in the St. Marcus Day robes on the day in which they're celebrating the
And
the
just go,
removal
"Hey,
of vampires.
world, vampires are back."
Yeah, this is the holiday where they celebrate the fact that the vampires were driven out of Italy and that somebody gets fucking like drained.
That would have been some fun irony. I don't know.
That'd be a huge masquerade break that would get you fucked.
That would get you fucked. And Bella shows up at the last second and tackles him into the church that he was walking in shirtless.
And they start just like holding
And-
each other and
and-
kiss Bella.
"Bella, you're alive." And it's like, you could have checked.
You could have checked just anyone. You took one guy's word. I don't even know if Edward and Jacob have ever had like
I don't think Edward
conversation
and
with
Jacob
each
have
other.
ever spoken to each other once, and he's heard Charlie's voice.
Like, no, who is this? Or like, whose
Hello?
funeral?
Wrong number? Like,
I
whose
don't know.
funeral is this?
Like, whose funeral is it? Ah.
So Bella just talks about, like, "I don't know why you left," and then he calls her gullible. And I guess the Venturi come up and talk to
Volturi,
Edward.
yeah.
The Volturi. Venturi.
Yeah, some age the Venturi.
Come with me, Bella. we need to go to the Gulf of Tonkin.
You better be able to do some reps.
We need you to do some reps. And to
This
be
is the
able to handle
Venturi.
an M1 Garand.
It's me, Demo Dick Marcinko, Steve Sniffs.
In the Gulf of Tonkin as frogmen for the Navy SEALs.
Jesse Ventura vampire masquerade would be insane.
You've upset the Venturas.
You've upset the Venturi. And now, Demo Dick Marcinko is gonna give you a knifing right in the grundle.
Chop his balls off. Chop his fucking commie-ass balls off.
He's gonna destroy your balls,
He's gonna destroy your balls.
Edward Cullen.
Edward Cullen, your balls are going to be stabbed by Dick Marcinko.
So yeah, so now the Volturi are pissed off. I almost said the Venturi. The Volturi are pissed
You
off.
know what I am.
The Volturi are pissed off, and we made probably the best character of the movie. Well, we met him before, but he is the best part of this movie. Is Michael Sheen as Arrow, the
That
leader.
Michael Sheen?
That is Michael Sheen.
He's just making the weirdest faces the whole time. He touches
He
Edward's
is.
hand and just gets the entirety of like a plot summary of Twilight.
Or at least the parts Edward was there for. So basically, he got Midnight Sun.
He got Midnight. He just read all of Midnight Sun like 5 years.
Oh Jesus!
He read it early.
You read it early.
And then he touches
God,
Bella's
fucking...
arrow touches Bella's hand. He can't see shit.
Y'all, fucking Midnight Sun, by the way. It's 800 fucking pages long.
You sure you don't want to read
Twice as long as
that?
the original Twilight. What was that?
You sure you don't want to read it?
I did. And I had to give up halfway through it and find an audiobook version.
Because didn't you say like the chapters were like 40 pages long?
There was a chapter that was like 50 pages, and I just said, fuck this, I'm finding the audiobook version and playing Streets of Rogue in the background. Well, Streets of Rogue and Hollow Cure, but still. And that was how I stomached through it.
And Jane rhymes with pain, and pain is her power.
And she's Dakota Fanning.
And she's Dakota Fanning.
But I want to just talk about Aro and how great he is, because he's the only guy who feels like an old school, like, vampire.
He feels like an old vampire. Like a dude who just is so out of the current know that he just acts like a dude from like the 1600s or some shit.
He's hamming it up this whole time. I love it. Michael Sheen is great for this.
I didn't know that was Michael Sheen.
It is.
Yes, Bella. Oh.
Oh, yes. I can't see anything. It's just, it's the best part of this whole movie.
So they decided that like Bella knows too much and that Edward's got to pay. So they send this big motherfucker who's been following them as they headed to
Felix. Yeah.
This big fucker Felix, and he just lands multiple choke slams on Edward.
Keeps choke slamming Edward. They're having this absolutely goofy CG fight.
They're having this CG fight where they keep trying to teleport behind each other, but then Edward just gets teleported into another choke slam.
It's so good.
And he just gets his shit pushed in.
He gets his shit pushed in. And, like, eventually, Bella's like, I'll become a vampire.
I'll become a vampire or kill me. I don't care.
Just that was kill me. And that was, like, what kind of interested, like, Aro at first. Like, all right, fine, we'll do that. And then Alice's like, no, we'll turn her. We'll
turn her instead of killing her. Because I saw her in the future. I saw a vision of her in the future that she was a vampire. And then Aro's like, I want to check.
Takes her hand. And
Alice shows him, like, Bella running and Edward.
Well, it's Edward running in a forest.
Edward just like, jogging in a forest.
Jogging in a forest in like a sweater vest.
In a sweater vest. And then Bella shows up and they're both sparkling on like, oh my god.
And they're both jogging in the forest.
They're both just forest jogging.
And that convinces us, like, all right, sure.
All right, cool, whatever. We'll let you go, fuck it.
The other dudes are like, the other dudes in the Volturi High Council are just bored as fuck.
I don't fucking care. I'm Jesse Ventura.
Jesse Ventura. And the blonde one is like talking really fast, is like, oh, just to get it done, hurry it up. We're watching you.
We're watching you.
Don't make us mad.
Don't make us mad.
And Michael Sheen just like, good day. See you, Collins.
She comes home and Charlie's pissed because she just left him again. Because there was that one time she went down to like Arizona or whatever.
Yeah. And he told her to go to Florida. She went to Italy.
That's not Florida at all.
God damn it, you're grounded.
Venice, also, Italy, not Venice Beach. No.
Venice Beach. Isn't that in California?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true, but fuck it. We also cannot understate a few things. One is that the Volturi have a human like secretary that wants to be turned. And what I remember is that in the books,
Bella just was it like in the books that Bella just hates this bitch?
She's weirdly disdainful of her, and kind of thinks low of her. But it's like, bitch, you fucking want to be turned too. Don't
give me that shit. You want to be a vampire too, mister. Oh, I'm going to get old before I'm 25.
Yeah. And there's like one scene I also want to talk about, or one moment that is like actually kind of a sick horror moment that somehow snuck into this fucking movie.
Yeah.
And probably into the book, where like there's a lady in a red dress and she's leading like everyone into like along in the church, and it's a bunch of tourists.
Oh, it's like a tourist guide, and like Bella and Edward walk past them as they leave.
And like they're led into the chamber where all the vampires are.
And then they just get killed.
Yeah, you just hear the screaming of all these tourists get fucking eaten, and like, holy shit, that's an amazing
God, I
that's an
wish it was
amazing
about that.
horror moment.
Vampires
Like,
in the
how'd it get
Vatican.
here?
Vampires in the Vatican, baby.
Vampires in the Vatican, vampires in Italy, just it blew by. Just a really cool moment there. Way
Yeah.
to go.
Way to fucking go.
And then we just get like the rest of the ending, and it's just long.
They go home. Charlie grounds her. She's in trouble.
But she still
Edward
wants
wants to trick
turned.
the Volturi, and she's like, "Why didn't you make me a vampire?" And Edward's
Turn
like,
me already.
"Come on, man!" Like,
Come on.
the
Like,
fella's like, "I'm gonna go to the rest of the Cullens, and we're gonna vote that I become a vampire." And Edward's like, "Why?"
and she just goes, "Shut up."
She goes, "Shut up, Edward."
Shut up, boyfriend.
Shut up,
You don't
boyfriend.
get a say in this
You
relationship.
don't tell me what I do.
God, I forget how toxic this shit is on every front.
This relationship sucks.
Like, it is not a one-sided toxicity. Bella sucks, Edward sucks, Jacob sucks later.
Jacob sucks later, but he's okay now. That's the only reason
It's-
why I liked him.
That's the only reason, but he's gonna get worse.
I feel like it gets worse because Stephanie was like reacting to the reactions in real time.
Oh
And we're
yeah,
like,
no. When,
oh, I gotta
like, people were
make
like,
Jacob worse. I gotta make Jacob worse.
yeah, you got like people were big
It's
on
like,
Team Jacob. And
Why
she
not
was
make
like,
Edward
"No."
better?
No, well, because he's already perfect, I guess. So we had to just make Jacob bad.
That's not. Oh my god.
Ah.
So the Cullens vote majority yes to turn Bella into a vampire. Also,
Yeah.
Jasper still looks really weird.
Jasper still looks
He's got this
really
like weird poofy hair now. I don't know why.
This is the future Saga. And I hate
So they're
that.
driving home, and Jacob stops them in the middle of the road because he's big mad.
He's big mad about her being around vampires, and also if you turn anyone, that's a break of the treaty.
Yeah, Edward thanks Jacob for protecting Bella, but now he thinks that like I'll protect her too, and that you can back off. And Jacob's like, I only protected her because you suck. And he says, if you bite a human, the truce is off, even if you make Bella a vampire.
The truce is off because you attacked a human. And Bella's like, Jacob, no, I love Edward.
It's like, we
But
need
I
to
also-
go,
but
Bella.
you're
And then
also
it's
my
like, no,
friend.
come.
Yeah, no, I think now Edward wants her to come.
Now Edward wants her to come. It's way too late.
It's been
so-
months, man.
Jacob wants her to stay. Edward wants to go, and they fight. And then Bella hops in the way of the two of them. It's like, if you fight, then you're gonna have one of you's gonna have to hurt me, and I hope you're okay with that. And then Jacob just, as a wolf, just goes, fine, fucking runs off. Be friends, damn it.
Yeah, be friends.
Edward is like, why are you in such a hurry to become a fucking vampire?
Right, like.
And she says, like, just let's be together 5 years. And if you still want to be a vampire, cool. And then Bella is like, I can't, that's too long.
Fucking turn 23 and that's
You're
a
gonna be
problem for you?
23 and you're gonna be mad about it? Fuck
Oh,
you. 23 is
fucking-
not even old, you baby.
Your brain is still developing until you're 25. You're a kid until you're 25, Bella.
Yeah. So Edward says they'll be together forever, or he'll turn her if they're together forever, and that she marries him.
Yeah.
Cut to black.
And that's it. And then like
Credits,
6 to 8
credits,
minutes of
credits, credits. Eclipse coming 2010.
Churning it out like a YouTube content mill.
I was gonna say the pump's on, baby.
Pumps
Load
on.
that pump. We need vampire movies.
Jesus Christ, I just realized, yeah, 2012 was the last movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they released both Breaking Dawns in the same fucking year.
That might be.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
Oh, man.
First of all, let's get some trivia out of the way from the wiki page.
Yes.
I mentioned about the Catherine Hardwick thing. Each member of the wolf pack with a name does have papers that prove their native descent. Got Chask Spencer is a Lakota Sioux tribe. Bronson Petelier is Cree Metis. Alex Moraz is Pecha / Terresco. Gil Gordon is Hualapai, and Tyson Houseman is Cree.
Yeah.
I think
Okay, they
that's
got actual.
They actually got Native Americans. That's kind of sick.
That's fucking neat. That's That's good.
At least you need to always make sure. I feel like Hollywood needs to just make sure that they actually cast the correct race of people.
Try, you know.
Try. Don't just fucking get ScarJo to play Kusanagi. Like, find an Asian lady. There's plenty of them that want to be actresses. Just find one.
Is I'm remembering the 2015 film Pan, where it was like Rooney Mara as Tiger Lily. It's like, no.
Why that?
You know, or of course the much earlier than that, fucking Johnny Depp as Tonto.
Johnny Depp is Tonto.
God, it was so bad. I thought we would have killed this joke. I thought we would have killed this casting decision after Robert Downey Jr. in blackface.
I thought
but
Robert Downey Jr. in blackface was the kind of a way to like make fun of that. I'm just like, oh, we didn't get a black actor, so we just put our actor in blackface, so it's okay.
Well, because the white actor is a bigger draw, and it's like that fucking like. It's amazing how that didn't kill that, and we still had this problem. It's the deranged statement of Robert Downey Jr. in blackface was ahead of its time.
It was ahead of its time, despite how offensive it was.
Despite
I
how
felt like
offensive
it had a poignancy to it of just like,
poignancy, yeah.
Tropic Thunder is just shitting on the current movie industry of like the 2000s.
Yeah, and
that's why it's a good movie.
It remained relevant into the 2010s.
The film's American premiere was on November 16, 2009, which is a new moon.
Ah. However, they didn't.
Diego Luna was offered the role of Arrow, or it went to Sheen.
Before it went to Michael Sheen, yeah.
Most of Anna Kendrick's dialogue was improvised. That is correct.
Yeah.
New Moon is Chris Weiss's third movie based on a best-selling book.
Yeah, I think he also did the
he
Golden
did American
Compass.
Pie and Golden Compass.
Wait, American Pie is based on a book?
I don't know.
Okay. It doesn't say the other movie.
And in the parking lot, it was Bella's 18th birthday, and it was Kristen Stewart's 19th birthday. Well, at least she didn't get Dawson Cash. She's actually about the age of Bella.
Yeah, at least she was close. It might be.
As for our music, got Meet Me on the Equinox by Death Cab for Cutie. Got Friends by Band of Skulls. Those guys are all right. Got the decent but entirely inappropriate Hearing Damage by Tom York of Radiohead fame. Possibility by Lucky Lee.
Not one I know.
White Demon Love Song by The Killers.
Yeah, The Killers.
I fucking love The Killers. I Belong to You by Muse.
Yep. New Moon remix. Satellite Heart by Anya Marina.
Rosalind by Bon Iver and Saint Vincent. I love both of those guys. They're great. Saint Vincent is an amazing artist. She's great. Bon Iver, also pretty good.
Good band, yeah.
Done All Wrong by Black Rebel Motorcycle Club.
We keep running into Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, don't we?
Oh, they're good. I like them.
They weren't on the soundtrack of the last one, but they were in an episode of Vampire Diaries.
They were in an episode of the Vampire Diaries. We've got Hurricane Bells, or Monsters by Hurricane Bells. The Violet Hour by Seawolf. Shooting the Moon by OK Go. Low Life by Grizzly Bear featuring Victoria Legrand. Grizzly Bear is part of... what was the name of his group? I know Grizzly Bear was part of fucking...
Edward Drosty?
No, I'm trying... Yeah, it was Edward Drosty. It's just I'm trying to remember what he was doing. Oh yeah, he was in fucking... Okay, no, I'm mistaken. No. Okay.
There are other people in... There's Christopher Bear, there's Chris Taylor.
Is there a guy with Bear in his name? Yeah!
Yeah, Christopher Bear. He's on the drums.
Okay, yeah. Grizzly Bear's pretty good. They went on hiatus recently. Let's see, what else do we got? No Sound But the Wind by Editors. New Moon by The Meadow.
Or New Moon, The Meadow by Alexandra Desplat. Which
Desplat.
that's the composer. That's some composition stuff.
Yeah, okay.
And then just a bunch of like additional bonus tracks that we're not gonna look into.
Well, if they were in the movie, I don't care.
Yeah, if it's not on the standard track, then who cares?
This movie was dull.
It is 2 hours long, and like you can feel that after a while.
The first part is just so. It doesn't feel like it's establishing anything. You know how some sequels to movies will like reintroduce its characters, just so you know, like maybe you accidentally caught the second one and you want to know who these people are, and they have a history.
Yeah.
But it's still a sequel, so you know we'll briefly catch you up on who everyone is. They don't do that.
They really don't.
They just kind of do shit until Edward's like, "Oh yeah, we're leaving." God, I don't know, man. This needed to be edited down by about 20 minutes.
This needed to not be 2 hours. Like, cut a half hour off of this.
Then maybe
It'd
it'll
still
be an alright
a bit
time.
long in the tooth, but like it's fucking dragging.
No, it's also dragging us.
Yeah, we are kind of like dragging towards the end. I guess just like it's better on a visual and technical standpoint, but good lord, is it like paced horribly?
It is
And
kind of paced horribly, and it sort of feels like it's like some of the parts of the book are really stretched, and then some of it is like super condensed because they weren't sure how to pace this like story based on a book out. Especially because the book isn't really. I'm not saying this out of knowledge, but I feel like these probably are not paced well in the book.
They're not great books either. There's not a lot that happens in them, so
Yeah,
it definitely feels like how you got 2 hours out of New Moon is I don't know. It's a miracle.
run the clock.
They stalled the fuck. You didn't even have any additional stuff thrown in.
Just all the shots take a long time.
Like they didn't even have any additional shit like with what they did with like having James
No, they didn't even like do
people.
bonus as a framing device. The attacks were off screen.
Yeah.
And they were never shown. They were just talked about on a radio, and then Bella knew about it. I do not recommend this.
Oh no, not at all. You should just stick to Vampire Diaries.
I don't know why, but Vampire Diaries is the more consistent product.
It's the more consistent and more enjoyable product.
It's fun. It's also in and out pretty quick, 40 minutes. Like, and it's usually like pretty. It's usually pretty dense with a lot of shit happening.
Oh yeah.
I can only count like 4 episodes where not much happened.
And that's like the entire worth of this movie is 4 episodes, not anything.
This is like 4 episodes of the Vampire Diaries, and like 3 of them weren't any good, and 1 was all right. We're probably going to just see what we're going to do next week. We're probably going back to Vampire Diaries after this.
We're definitely going back to Vampire Diaries, but we also won't know if we'll have an episode next week because holidays are getting ever closer. We're getting closer to Crimbus.
I'm not gonna say we won't, but I'm not gonna say we will either. It's kind of a maybe.
It's in the air.
But if we can't next week, we might be able to do the week after that, or when we both just have time and can bust one out.
Yeah, whenever we can get this done, we'll get it done for you.
We're available on YouTube. I uploaded all the episodes that I missed. We're on
anywhere you can get a podcast.
Anywhere you can get a podcast. We're on Twitter, Tumblr, all that shit.
Yeah. We have a single Twitter, which is the These Hot Idiots Twitter.
Yeah. Don't follow my personal Twitter. There's weird shit out there. Don't do it.
And there are our Tumblrs, Ash Nightshade and Mega Fighter 3. I don't know if we actually introduced ourselves on this episode or not.
Welcome to These Hot Idiots. I'm Ash. He's Mega. We're friends.
I know we said that the show, but I don't know if
sometimes when you start streaming, the front is cut off a little bit, so we might have to actually just go like, "Oh, These Hot Idiots were reviewing Twilight New Moon."
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I accidentally streamed this. You guys have a great week, and don't just sit there for 3 months.
Yeah, don't just sit there for 3 months contemplating your life. I know it's the holidays, but just don't sit around doing nothing for 3 months.
We were joking during the sad montage of Bella sitting there. I was just like, hey, it's you.
Yeah, it's me.
And then I joked when Bella was screaming in bed, either, hey, it's you again, or hey, it's me. It's me. No.
Yeah.
Jokes.
Have
Uh,
a good night,
happy
everybody.
holidays. Good night.
Happy holidays.
They really should have fucking called her on the phone.
Really should have.
Okay, I'm done.
You look at it!
Hi.